Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Minnesota.
A 7-game road trip brings the Twins to the Sunshine State, and it all begins tonight against the Tampa Bay Rays inside Tropicana Field. It's a 3-game series with a lot on the line as both teams have their eyes locked in on the postseason. The Twins still own the second wild card spot, a game and a half ahead of the Angels and 4 games up on the Rays. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by State Farm. Welcome to St. Petersburg, Florida, everyone. I'm Audra Martin. The last time the Twins were here inside Tropicana Field, they were long out of the hunt and really just trying to avoid losing 100 games. But a lot has changed since then. The postseason is a real possibility, especially if they can put together a good showing here against the Tampa Bay Rays. Here's a few things you need to know. It's all about getting hot at the right time. The Twins are certainly doing that. At 21-12 since the start of August, it's the second best record in that stretch in baseball, while the Rays were 3 games below 500 during that same time frame. Now when it comes to offense, well, Twins bats have been red hot, and tonight Joe Mauer looks to keep it going with the longest active hitting streak in the American League at 12 games so far. Eduardo Escobar, meanwhile, adding his own fireworks with 3 home runs in the last 2 games. And speaking of home runs, well, the Rays have plenty of them. They have at least 1 blast in each of their last 14 games. And it's been Logan Morrison leading the way with 6 home runs in his last 7 contests. Coming up, we turn our attention to Jose Barrios, who looks to build off a dominating performance against Chicago. Dick Bramer and Bert Blyleven are on hand to break down the matchup on the mound. Coming your way next, right here on Fox Sports North.
In the 5 or 6 starts he has left in 2017, the Twins hope they'll see from Jose Berríos what he provided his last time out. Berríos is going to be a key guy for the Twins down the stretch. Alex Cobb has struggled in August, and the Rays still hope that they can count on him to help pitch them back into the playoff picture. And we welcome you to Tropicana Field. Dick Bramer welcoming back Bert Blyleven. And every game from here on out is going to be very, very important for the Minnesota Twins, and they're hoping that Jose Berríos can lead them to the promised land.
Yeah, it always comes down to good pitching. Who's going to go out there and be consistent? Well, Jose Berríos coming off an outstanding start in his last start against the White Sox. 7 innings, only 4 hits allowed. Second time in 3 starts. He put zeros on the board, allowed the Twins to win some ball games. 11 strikeouts for Berríos. Trusts the fastball. That's exactly what pitching coach Neil Allen wants him to do. Well, Berríos didn't start in the rotation with the Twins. He came up May 13th. The 12 wins, only Zach Davis of the Brewers has more wins than Jose Berríos.
Well, Berríos figures to make 2 starts on this road trip. A start here in the Tropicana Field against the Rays, and then a start this weekend in Kansas City against the Royals. September meaningful baseball comes your way from the Trop next. Playing their best baseball of the year, the Twins hope their schedule is extended by making their first playoff appearance since 2010. Tonight begins a crucial road trip against a team that has been problematic in the past. It's the wild card battle between the Twins and the Rays on Fox Sports North. The Twins coming off a 4-2 homestand. They have 3 games here in St. Petersburg, then 4 in Kansas City. And they are in control of their destiny in relation to the 2nd spot in the wild card race. They are behind the Yankees in the 2nd spot with a lead of a game and a half coming into play today. Paul Molitor has seen his team play very well on the road, everywhere it seems except Dodger Stadium. Here's the Menards batting order for the opener. Brian Dozier followed by Joe Mauer, Jorge Polanco, the designated hitter today, Eddie Rosario, Byron Buxton, Max Kepler, Eduardo Escobar, Mitch Garver, and A. Ray Adrianza in at short.
And for the Tampa Bay Rays, it'll be 29-year-old Alex Cobb making his 26th start, his third since coming off the disabled list. Is on a disabled list with a, what they say, a turf toe. Right big toe was giving him some problems, but he has struggled as of late. And this is his second start this season against the Twins, his third career start.
Dozier in the box. Here we go. 3 infielders on the left side of the infield. First pitch, backhand pick by Longoria. What a play to get this game started. A hard 2-hopper right over the bag, and Longoria was there for the first out.
Yeah, Longoria, very, very good defensive third baseman, a 2-time Gold Glove winner at third. Makes a nice backhanded play.
See Brian hit the ball on the ground very often. Here's the Northland Ford defense for the Rays. In left field, Corey Dickerson, Kevin Kiermaier, as good as they get in center. Steven Souza Jr. in right, Longoria, Hechavarria, Miller, Morrison, and Ramos surrounding the mound. 1 down, and now Joe Mauer. And a first pitch fastball, strike 1.
Yeah, what they will see from Cobb is a good fastball in the low 90s, a knuckle curveball, and a split finger he's had trouble with as of late. What an awkward type of delivery by Cobb. There's that knuckle curveball right there.
1-1. You said he's been struggling by his standards. Yes, what has really happened, the lineup has struggled to support Cobb. They have really struggled to score runs. 1-1 to Mauer. And a fastball for a strike. Seems like throughout the homestand, and really longer than that, everything Joe has hit, he's hit with the barrel of his bat. And as a result, his batting average starts this series over 300.
8th best in the American League for Joe Mauer, hitting .303.
Taken, and it's 2-2. He's swung like the Joe Mauer of old that used to win batting titles.
Right, he's had a lot of success here at Tropicana Field, a .392 hitter in his career. And he's 2 for 2 against Cobb in his career.
And Cobb got a fastball by him, 2 down. Obviously, we have not seen Joe swing and miss very often during this hot streak. 2 down. And that'll bring up Jorge Polanco. Polanco serving as the designated hitter, continuing his improbable role playing in August and September, given what we saw in July. In July, one wouldn't have ever thought that he'd be a designated hitter or hitting third in the Twins lineup. Up and away, ball 1.
But I think, Dick, what we have seen is all these young guys, you know, Rosario, Polanco, Buxton, you know, even Kepler. They're all coming into their own at the same time, which is nice to see.
Ball on the outside corner, 1-1. Took ball 2. And he's played a very steady shortstop as well over the last 6 weeks or so of the season. And upstairs, 3-1 with Rosario on deck.
The Twins saw Cobb earlier this year in Minnesota back on May 28th. They got a no decision in that 15-inning 8-6 win for the Rays over the Twins. Pitched 5 innings, gave up only 1 run.
Inside a walk will put Polanco aboard. And that'll bring up Rosario. There's the last start Bert was talking about. 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, 102 pitches in 5 innings.
60 for strikes in that ball game.
Here's Rosario. go to play. One strike.
Cobb, pretty good move to first base. He has 5 pickoffs this year. There's been 11 stolen bases off him in 15 tries. Polanco at first base, good speed, 10 stolen bases in 13 attempts.
And Morrison drops a tag on Polanco.
Cobb in his 6th season with the Tampa Bay Rays.
And Rosario raises his arms and takes strike 2. 0-2. Foul ball. Rosario got a piece to stay alive. Twins with a chance to do to the Rays what they missed the opportunity doing with Kansas City. They could not have knocked Kansas City out of the wild card race. I suppose a 3-game sweep would have effectively done that, but simply winning 2 out of 3 would have not knocked Kansas City back a step when they really can't afford any more steps backward. And the same opportunity here with the Rays in this 3-game series. Popped up left side of the infield, and Longoria is there to end the inning. Polanco left aboard a scoreless top of the first. The Rays need to make some movement here in the American League wild card standings. 2 games below 500. The first order of business is to get to the 500 mark. Here's the Menards batting order for the Rays. Kevin Kiermaier, followed by Lucas Duda, Evan Longoria, Logan Morrison, Steven Souza Jr., Corey Dickerson, Wilson Ramos, Brad Miller, and Adeiny Echeverria.
And be 23-year-old Jose Barrios on the mound here, making his 2nd career start against the Rays. First time this year. His last start against the Rays came here last year on August 6th. Making his 20th start of the year.
First pitch foul back. Kiermaier been hurt, but has done well since taking over the leadoff spot. And Barrios misses down and in, 1-1. Rays run a bit of a roll, but they lost 2 out of 3 against the White Sox in Chicago. Slap foul to the left field corner. and past Rosario. And it'll be a leadoff double for Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier slashing a double to start the bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, spent some time, almost 2 months on a disabled list with a fractured right hip, but got a fastball right here out over the plate. Actually right down the heart of the plate, took it the other way, and on this turf the ball just scoots past Rosario. By the time Rosario can get it back in, it's a double. Kiermaier with a leadoff double, his 15th double of the year.
And now Lucas Duda will bat. Duda, the designated hitter for the Rays. Pitches up, ball 1. You'll see a lot of that as we go through the Tampa Bay lineup. A lot of power, 26 home runs, but just 53 runs batted in.
Duda coming over from the New York Met organization in late July.
Both numbers are important, the 26 home runs and the 53 runs batted in, because simply put, that means other than when he has driven himself in on the home runs, he only has 27 runs batted in, and that's been one of the issues for the Rays. When they hit home runs, they're doing fine. And there's a strike, and it's 1-2.
It's kind of all or nothing for him. In his last 44 at-bats, he has 5 hits, all of them home runs.
One and two. Barrios could use a strikeout with a runner at second and nobody out. And that gets by Garver. And Kiermaier will go to third. Barrios pats himself on the chest like that was my fault.
Looked like Garver got a glove on that, but that was a breaking ball that just kept breaking away from Mitch Garver. Let's take a look at a pitch right here. Sitting inside. It's almost like he got crossed up right there. And it'll be a pass ball charged to Garver.
And now 2-2 to Duda. Infield playing back. Check swing. Did he go? What do you know? Yesterday's game against Kansas City pivoted on a check swing call that wasn't called, and Barrios gets Duda here for the first out.
Oh, good breaking ball right there. Duda unable to hold up, so Barrios picks up his first strikeout.
Check out the Twins in the field. Rosario, Buxton, and Kepler together in the outfield, and hitting together in the lineup as well. Escobar, Adrianza, Dozier, Bauer, and Garver surrounding Barrios. Here is Evan Longoria in the infield, of course, staying back. Longoria, their best hitter, and it is reflected by the very stats we told you about regarding Duda. Longoria with 17 home runs, but 73 runs batted in.
12 sacrifice flies this season so far. That's what he's trying to do here, just drive in a run. Tied for most in Major League Baseball. Josh Reddick of the Astros also with 12.
And Barrios gets ahead of Longoria.
Longoria in his 10th season with the Tampa Bay Rays.
Now the infield comes in with 2 strikes. Away. Completely changing the defensive strategy within the at-bat here. One and two. Fly ball. Very short right center field. Kepler comes in, makes the catch. Kiermaier bluffs. And the throw gets by. And now Barrios fires to third, and the ball dropped by Escobar. Baseball's bouncing all over the place. The bottom line is the inning will continue. Kepler's throw skipped by Garver, and Barrios was right where he should have been, backing up the throw. And his throw nearly sailed into the left field corner.
Well, the importance of a pitcher backing up the play right there. Kepler comes in, and Garver, for some reason, unable to handle that throw. But there's Berríos. Now his throw is high to Escobar. That comes in and out of his glove as Kiermaier gets back to the bag safely.
Yeah, a good throw would have gotten him. Escobar's lucky that ball didn't go all the way into the corner. 2 down. Kiermaier at third. And a pull shift on now for Logan Morrison. Fastball and strike one. Berríos trying to pitch around the leadoff double to keep this a scoreless game. Breaking ball over there, strike 2. Just the 15th pitch of his inning. Almost all of them from the stretch.
Another good breaking ball.
Got him. And with the throw to first, the threat ends. Berríos does a great job pitching around that double, and we're still scoreless.
Scoop from the clubhouse. It starts with a bit of good news about Miguel Sano. He hit off of a tee earlier today. That's the first baseball activity that he's had since suffering the injury. Paul Molitor says, though, he's still day-to-day and has a ways to go. He also talked about Jason Castro, said he contemplated having him in there today, but didn't want him to go back-to-back games. And because he really wants him in there tomorrow with Bartolo Colon, he has one more day off to relax today. Now, this series is a bit of a homecoming for first base coach Jeff Smith, who grew up south of here in Naples. He said he's really excited to be home. His parents are at the game tonight, but then his 94-year-old grandmother will be here on Wednesday. It's the first time she's going to see him coaching in the big leagues. Guys.
Thank you, Andre. It's a great story. Nice. Jeff is a devoted baseball man and really enjoying his first exposure to big league life. Byron Buxton takes down and away ball 1. Buxton, Kepler, and Escobar hitting for the Twins in the second. Sharply hit this one under the glove of Morrison. With the infielder shifted 3 to the pull side, Buxton shot one hard into right field for a leadoff single.
Buxton continues to swing a hot bat. Ball left out over the plate, and Buxton just took it with him the other way. And Morrison pretty sure hands over at first base. That ball came to him very quickly. You see where he's playing, almost in front of the turf right there.
And now here's Max Kepler. We didn't see much of Wilson Ramos behind the plate when he was with the Twins, but he's got a tremendous arm behind the plate. But even with that said, expect Buxton to be tempted to go here.
Yeah, Buxton with 24 stolen bases, been caught only one time.
That was in Baltimore back in May.
Cobb trying to keep them close. There are their percentages. Outstanding.
96, that's pretty good. There he goes. Pitch is outside, and Buxton is aboard with the throw not handled by Echeverria.
Well, he went on a breaking ball too, even though the throw was low. Might have been unable to get Buxton even if it was on a fastball. He got a great jump right there. Buxton with his 25th stolen base, wasted no time. Went on that first delivery, first motion home. A little one-hop throw.
A perfect throw might have gotten him. And now Kepler with a 1-0 count. We hope you're comfortable in your chair, love seat, sofa, whatever you're sitting on, because Cobb is not going to be in a hurry here tonight. One of the slowest workers in Major League Baseball, and it gets worse with men on base. 2-0.
Yeah, I saw a note on that. It says, "Don't rush me." Averages 26.1 seconds between pitches, according to Fancrafts. Third in the major leagues behind Darvish and Tanaka.
2-0 to Kepler. In the dirt, dug out by Ramos, and it's 3-0. Cobb walked Polanco with 2 down in the first. Now he's in danger of filling first base.
Jim Hickey, the pitching coach here, I'm sure he's talked to Cobb about that, because the last thing you want is to take the 26 seconds on an average. You're going to have your defense playing on their heels. No reason to take that long between pitches.
3-0 to Kepler. See if he gets the green light here. Takes over the inside corner. So we might have a long game tonight, but it won't be as long as the last game between these two teams. 15 innings. The Twins lost at Target Field. The score was 8-6, and it lasted 6 hours and 26 minutes. Longest game in the major leagues this year.
And by the way, Cobb started that ball game for the Rays.
Hit into right field. Buxton held up for a second. He'll still fly around third and score. And Kepler puts the Twins in front 1-0.
Well, Cobb fell behind. He came in with a pitch for Kepler, picking up his 62nd RBI of the year. The Twins take an early 1-0 lead.
Kepler's capable of stealing a base too, if that's the Twin scouting report.
Kepler waited back nicely, trusted his hands. Buxton had to make sure it got through the infield. Gene Glenn, the third base coach, says, "Go ahead, go home."
You know, that's one thing we've seen from Buxton. I believe it was in yesterday's game. He was at third. Somebody hit a smash to Moustakas, and Buxton didn't prematurely leave. In addition to his great speed, he's got what appears to be really strong base running instincts. And he realized if the ball's safely hit in the outfield, I'm going to score anyway, so I don't need to leave early. Make sure it clears the first baseman. 1-0 to Escobar. Escobar playing at third base, and over the last few weeks we've tended to link our Sano notes to the Escobar at bats because Escobar's playing third base in the absence of Miguel Sano. Fouled back, and you heard Audra say that Miguel took some swings off a tee at Target Field today. The hope is that he will respond well to his first baseball activity in 3 weeks, ramp it up a little bit tomorrow and then the next day and the next day. And I asked Derek Falvey today, where Sano might land on a rehab assignment, and he left open the possibility it might be Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Class A affiliate for the Twins, 4.5-hour drive. Chattanooga's in the playoffs. It won't be Rochester. The Red Wings were eliminated today. They won their game. But Lehigh Valley won its game, and based on the tiebreaker head-to-head competition, the Red Wings, even though they had another really good year this year, won't be in the International League playoffs. I don't want anybody buying tickets for the Cedar Rapids Colonels games like this weekend saying that I said he was going there. It's just one of the options.
I'll go back to Escobar, Dick. You know, he's filling in for Sano, and he's done a good job not only picking up some hits and driving the ball out of the ballpark, but also defensively.
Cobb falls behind, 2-1.
You missed the big man Sano, but it's nice to have a guy like Escobar, the journeyman, pick him up.
He was struggling a little bit at the plate until the Kansas City series, and he said he was trying to put too much pressure on himself, and I guess that's understandable too. When you're replacing a slugger like Sano in the lineup, you want to do Sano type things, and Escobar.
Well, he did that the last couple ball games.
Did, yes.
3 home runs over the last couple ball games.
2 home runs and a triple in one game. 11 total bases. That's a Sano type of a thing. And inside a foul tip, Ramos hangs on, and Escobar is the first out of the inning.
Cobb picks up his second strikeout.
That'll bring up Mitch Garver. And tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. And the Twins, with 9 games in a row where they scored 4 or more. And that's even better than the streaking Diamondbacks and the streaking Angels, who scored, what, 9 early against the Oakland A's today. Oakland scored 4 runs in the first inning, and the lead hardly lasted the next half inning. Here's Garver. Speaking of the Rochester Red Wings, he was voted by his teammates today as the MVP of that team. And gets the start behind the plate here. He caught Barrios in the first weeks of the season for Rochester, put together really good AAA numbers. And he's staring at a pull shift in the infield too. We haven't seen enough of Garver. And the Tampa Bay intel apparently says he hits the ball on the ground to the left side, but not the right side. There's 110 feet between Morrison and Miller. And a called strike.
And Ramos sat inside, the ball left out over the plate.
Big at bat, pinch hit at bat for Garver last night, and he hit a screaming line drive to Kane in center field. Kane made a nice play. Garver almost got a big pinch hit in what would have been a come from behind win for the Twins.
When a guy like Garver, you see the shift they put on, they have to go down and believe that their scouts in the minor leagues also see what he has done down there in AAA. Breaking ball missing right there.
One and one.
Garver has what? How many at bats? 29 at bats.
Whistle, foul. Got his first big league RBI Saturday against the Royals. Still looking for his first big league home run.
17 home runs in AAA, hit .291 in 88 games for the Red Wings.
Up and away. And Garver, to be fair, I think, is the best catching prospect produced by the Twins since Wilson Ramos. Ramos, of course, traded to the Nationals for Matt Capps. And Mauer had to be moved out from behind the plate. The Twins have had kind of a revolving door behind the plate. Garver's hope is that he will be the catcher of the future, starting very soon. And he takes a call, third strike. 2 down, and that'll bring up Adrianza.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Cobb, 3 in a ball game.
Shortstop, number 16,
Adrianza getting the start at short. Seen him more frequently in the outfield, actually, in left field. 122 at bats for the utility player. And, I think offensively he's provided a little bit more than the Twins were expecting, and the one thing he's done is he's had a nice balance between walks and strikeouts. 15 walks and 19 strikeouts, and he's stolen 8 bases in 9 tries. Up and away, ball 1. High, 2-0. Seeing Adrianza at third, at short, at second, and in left field. And he is being defensed with a pull shift.
Cobb with 34 pitches, only 18 strikes.
This is kind of what the Twins saw at Target Field. Averaging 20 pitches per inning, near done after 5. At the end of July, about the time the Twins were starting to fade on that West Coast road trip, the Rays were surging. They were 4 games above 500. Red Sox really hadn't put it all together yet, and it looked like the Rays would not only be a wild card contender, but a contender for the American League East. And then they, like the Royals, had a disappointing August, and they're having a hard time getting on track in September. Rays took 3 out of 4 in Houston in early August and were 57 and 53. Since then, they're 11 and 17. 2-2 to Adrianza. There goes Kepler, and the pitch chopped to the right side, and it's the second baseman Miller who gets the ground ball and runs by Morrison and Cobb to make a 4 unassisted putout. Twins get a single from Byron Buxton, a stolen base. combination for today. Looking where the Twins were last year and how much improvement they've already made. Diamondbacks apparently headed for the postseason as well. And the Rays are right about where they were last year, 68 wins. I tell people, Bert, I don't know whether you agree or not, the Twins are playing this year the way most people inside and outside of the organization thought they were going to play last year. This is a team that won 83 games 2 years ago, so it was reasonable. Without any major trades or free agent defections, it was reasonable to expect 85, 87 wins from this bunch last year.
Hey, go back to 2015, the Twins were 82 and 80. Then last year, of course, a frustrating year.
1-2.
Same can be said for, the Rays last year. The Twins 83 and 79 in 2015, and then lost 103 last year. So both these ball clubs, they both have managers that are managed here the third year for Paul Molitor, third year for Kevin Cash. They've had their ups and downs.
2-2 to Souza on the outside corner. Third strikeout for Barrios. One away in the second.
Yeah, Paul Molitor, in his first year, 83 wins. Cash 80 last year. Frustrating year for both guys. And was it a sophomore jinx? Could have been. This year, doing a better job. Only as good as your players, but both managers are happy, I think, where they're at right now.
Here's Corey Dickerson. Dickerson's cooled off after a good first half. And the first pitch fouled away, 1 strike. Difference between the Twins and the Rays, other than the 4 games that separate them in the standings, the difficulty of the schedule. The Rays have an uphill climb into a pretty good headwind. If I could double up on the cliches. 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Twins, for the balance of the year, are taking on the Rays, the Royals, San Diego. Toronto's pretty much out of it. Yankees are in it. The Tigers are out of it. Indians might already clinch by the time we go to Cleveland at the end of the month, and then they finish with the Tigers. The Rays schedule much stiffer. They've got Boston, New York, Boston, the Cubs, the Orioles, the Yankees, and the Orioles. Virtually everybody that's on the schedule from here on out right now is a contender for a postseason spot.
That could be the Rays that really determine a lot of, say, the Orioles' success, because a lot of those games against the Orioles, 6 of them in the last 9 games played.
1-2 to Dickerson. The pitch grounded foul. Now Kevin Cash's spin is that that's what we want, because we've got ground to make up, and so we want to play the teams that are ahead of us, and that's fine. That makes some sense. But I think if you were trying to get into postseason play, you'd opt for the schedule that had games against a rebuilding Tiger team, a Padre team that is struggling. Tapped foul. So this series, the first of many critical ones for the Rays, if they want to get back to and above the 500 mark and make the final 2 weeks meaningful. 1-2. Up and away. Into center. Buxton going back. Gone. A home run. Dickerson ties it with a blast to straightaway center, with Buxton losing his footing as he was approaching the wall.
I think we talked earlier about, Dick, about this ball club, the Tampa Bay Rays. It's kind of all or nothing. 30th home run, 26th home run for Dickerson.
Fouled off a bunch of 2-strike pitches and then got something he could drive.
They got a fastball down in the zone, hit it straight away center.
Buxton lucky he didn't hurt himself trying to stop on the different colored rug that makes up the warning track here. There's Wilson Ramos. Grounded to short. Gobbled up eventually. Throwing from his knees. He's still got Ramos. Adrianza booted it. Picked it up. Fell down. And from his knees still threw out Wilson Ramos.
You know, Ramos, who had that surgery on his knee, didn't show the best of speed getting out down that line. Because watch this, a bobble there, ball gets away again. And still able to throw him out. Adrianza does a great job of staying with that baseball.
We'll bring up Brad Miller with 2 gone and the base is empty. What we have seen here in the second inning might oversimplify it a bit, but might also show you why the Twins are where they are and where the Rays are where they are. Twins have shown the ability to hit the ball over the fence, but also manufacture some runs along the way. Single, a stolen base, a single. Twins are on the board. Rays had a leadoff double in the first, didn't score. Tied up with a home run. Now a fly to left. And that ends the inning. A home run by Dickerson, and we're even at 1.
Of great catches, but today he had some competition. Check out this one first. Alex Gordon of Kansas City timing that one perfectly to rob Mikey Matuk of the surefire 3-run home run. And how about this one from Adam Engel? All kinds of ground he's covering out there in center field before slamming into the wall to take one away from Austin Jackson. Unfortunately for Engel, that catch not enough to slow down the Cleveland Indians as they won their 12th straight game. Chicago officially eliminated from the postseason, guys.
Thank you very much, Audra. Last night or yesterday, Alex Gordon made an error in the 9th inning. He made 2 great plays today, and they were difference makers. That catch that we showed you was early in the ball game. Brian Dozier takes ball 1. It was early in the ball game, and the Royals enjoyed a big lead, and the Tigers came back and got within 1, but came up short. So Gordon's catch was a game saver, even though it was early in the ball game. Dozier leading off the Twins' 3rd in a tie game. And there is another pitch outside, 2-0. Dozier hit a smash. Longoria made a really nice play. This one hit hard down the line, but foul. And it's 2-1. Actually, we don't see Brian pull the ball on the ground that much. Hits the ball in the air. I mean, that's kind of what his game is. But man, he had a 2-hop smash, and Longoria was ready for the game's first pitch. Made a nice play. 2-1 to Dozier. Taken outside, 3-1.
I think we've seen enough of Brian Dozier. You know, up until before 2 strikes, Brian is thinking long ball. He wants to hit the ball out of the ballpark. I think we're seeing that average climb up because when he does have 2 strikes, he's a little more patient at the plate and takes it the other way and takes a walk right there. Second walk for Cobb.
Leadoff man is on, and now Joe Mauer. Love Your Melon Night is coming up September 14th. A limited number of special ticket packages include a game ticket and a Twins Love Your Melon beanie. Every ticket sold goes to support Love Your Melon's program to donate a hat to every child battling cancer in the United States. For details and tickets, visit twinsbaseball.com/loveyourmelon. Dozier aboard. Mauer at the plate. This stadium, I prefer to call this a stadium rather than a ballpark, is the closest thing that exists to what was the Metrodome. And maybe it's not surprising that Joe has hit at a 392 clip here in this ballpark, the highest for any hitter to have played here with substantial enough at bats. Joe's average against the Rays is 364, and that's the highest opponent batting average in Tampa Bay history. So Cobb struck him out the first time. Maybe Joe will exact his revenge. Strike on the outside corner. A's scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th. They tied the Angels at 9. Crazy game with the A's getting 4 in the first and the Angels getting 4 in the second. Baltimore, the other closest pursuer to the Twins in the second wild card slot, lost. The Yankees beat them. And it's one of the wonderful things about meaningful September baseball. Yankees playing the Orioles. Who do you want to win? The team the Twins are chasing, or one of the teams that's chasing the Twins? Mauer fights it off. Orioles now 70-68, 2 games behind the Twins. Angels have won so many games late over the weekend in Texas. Half expect them to find a way to beat the A's today. 1-2 from Cobb to Mauer.
And another throw over. Cobb last inning threw over 7 times over the first base. 8 times actually. That was with Buxton and Kepler.
Still didn't keep Buxton from stealing.
No.
Fouled away. Mauer waits on the off-speed pitch. Another 1-2. Foul back.
Catch it.
In the radio booth. Oh, almost in the Twins radio booth right next to us with Chris Atterbury and Corey Provis on point, ready to make the catch.
Chris was ready.
Actually, yes, Chris was ready. Corey was not. Kyle Hammer in the background. Yeah,
shaking his head.
Side to side.
Where's Dan Gladden when we need him in his glove? He probably would have dropped it anyway.
Now he's probably watching.
I know.
Okay. 1-2. Again to Joe Mauer. Tapper towards second. 1 and 2. Long at bat, ending in a Mauer double play grounder, 2 away.
Well, one thing Cobb's been able to do is get some double plays. 16 double plays turned behind him now with that double play going 4-6-3. Well, looked like a breaking ball right here. It was. Joe beat into the ground. Nice turn by the middle infielders to get the double play.
And that'll bring up Polanco, who drew a 2-out walk in the first inning. On the outside corner. He does have a unique delivery with that leg kick.
Every pitcher wants to get to that balance point, and Cobb does it in an unusual way. Almost spins his hip to get over that pitching rubber. Left foot in front of the pitching rubber. Steps off to the side. Now a little twist.
Pounded foul.
Big thing for the the Rays is keeping this guy healthy. Had the Tommy John surgery, break down his delivery right here, the high leg kick. Good follow through. The Tommy John surgery a couple years ago.
And Polanco waited. Timed his swing. Fouled it back. .53 pitches. And Cobb has only retired 7 batters. Foul. Cobb, a pupil of Neil Allen. You remember the Twins hired Allen out of the minor league system of the Rays. He was their AAA pitching coach for quite a few years. And it's been long enough now. There aren't all that many pitchers for the Rays who went through. Durham. Up the middle. Ball coming up for Echeverria. He throws him out. And the Twins sent just 3 men to the plate in the third. You're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. Sports North is presented by Northland Ford. Visit buyfordnow.com and your local Northland Ford dealer today. By Grand Casino, the best stories start here. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Begin the bottom of the third inning. Barrios delivers ball one to Adeiny Echeverria. Echeverria still with the Marlins when the Twins played the Rays first this year. One and one.
Echeverria getting traded over in the latter part of June to the Rays. Spent some time on a disabled list. Left oblique strain.
Foul back. Of course, they had Tim Beckham here, and when they acquired Echeverria because they wanted to upgrade their defense, they moved Beckham to second base, and he didn't really embrace that move at all. So they dealt him to the Orioles, and Beckham started hitting as soon as he got to Baltimore, and he hasn't stopped. Fouled away. Still 1-2. Beckham, one of the main reasons why the Orioles have surged back into contention. That and Manny Machado's tremendous second half that he's putting together. 1-2 to the Rays shortstop. Speed pitch got him, and first time through the batting order. Barrios has 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, good curveball right there. Good location. Get ahead in the count with a fastball, then the good hard breaking ball down in the zone.
One down, and here's Kevin Kiermaier. Lined a double to left field. His first time up, got as far as third base. Double was a leadoff double. And there's a first pitch strike. Now that can happen to anybody, but it's been kind of a chronic issue for the Rays, the inability to score without hitting the ball over the fence. Had a great opportunity in the very first inning here tonight. Up high, and it's 1-1.
Barrios got a couple strikeouts when he needed it. A little short fly ball to Kepler off the bat of Longoria.
Fouled back. Rays are on a pace to hit 229 home runs. And the home run by Dickerson now making it 15 games in a row where they've homered. 1-2 from Barrios to Kiermaier. Lays off. 2-2. Lucas Duda on deck, and then Evan Longoria if the inning is extended that far. Full count. Barrios hasn't walked anybody, just 2 hits, the double and the home run. Tapper, and knocked down. No chance for Adrianza to throw out Kiermaier, who gets an infield hit.
Yeah, nice try by Adrianza right there, but Kiermaier, one of those guys, gets down that line very quickly, picks up his second hit, third for the Rays. Fastball just beat right back up the middle. See Adrianza diving for it. Can't make that play any better, but the speed of Kiermaier gets an infield base hit.
And now Lucas Duda struck out on a check swing, leaving Kiermaier at second. Actually, the pass ball had advanced Kiermaier all to third base during his at bat already. Pull shift on for Duda. Missing the outside corner.
"11 double plays turned behind Barrios." That's what he's looking for right here, this being his 20th start. Kiermaier, good speed at first base, 12 stolen bases. They've been caught 4 times.
.75% is not Buxton-like, but it's still pretty good. Popped up. And on play. Barrios figures to get 5 more starts after today. And then he hopes quite a few more in October. High, and it's 2-1. Breaking ball missing. Now 3-1 with Longoria on deck.
Duda with that uppercut swing right on top of home plate. From here it looks like those hands are almost on the inside part of the plate.
Runner goes, and the pitch popped up, back and out of play. Kiermaier took off. Struck out the first time. He's had just over 100 at bats with the Rays and struck out 34 times. And now Escobar wants to talk to Barrios. Sure, if there's a comebacker, maybe it'll be Escobar crossing the bag, getting the out at second. Full count to Duda. Kiermaier goes, struck on or swung on and missed, and Garver doesn't make the throw. I don't know if he didn't get a grip on the baseball or what, but Duda does strike out. Kiermaier advances to second.
5th strikeout for Barrios on a high fastball. It looks like you want to pitch him up in the zone. That's almost one of those that I think if Garver throws that ball, he might have contact with Duda, who kind of crossed the plate a little bit.
The batter's interference. 2 down, runner at second, and here's Longoria. Down and in, ball 1. Kiermaier close at second is Dozier. That's to right. Kepler coming in and has to play it on a bounce. One of those where perhaps at target field he makes a diving attempt, but because of the artificial turf, and we saw it in Toronto too a week and a half ago. Outfielders just have to play it a little more tentatively. And the Rays take a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, that inside out swing right there. Ball had a lot of spin on it. And Kepler, I think, thought about going out. Watch Kiermaier right here. He's taking off no matter what. He thinks it's going to fall in, which it does, and he scores easily. Kepler kind of backing away right there. And Longoria picking up an RBI, his 74th of the year.
Each team now using a stolen base to score a run. The Rays take a 2-1 lead. Here's Logan Morrison. Breaking ball over, strike 1. foul. 0-2.
They've installed new turf here too at Tropicana Field, and they say it's a little more bouncier, and you wonder if that came into play right there on that ball that Kepler kind of played back on a little bit. Because when it hit, it just took a sharp left turn.
And Barrios strikes out Morris in the inning ends. The Rays get the go-ahead run on a pair of singles and a stolen base.
Took an early 1-0 lead. RBI single by Kepler after Buxton stole a base in the second inning and scored. Then a home run by Dickerson tied it in the bottom of the inning, his 26th home run of the year. And we just saw Evan Longoria get a 2-out single, driving in Kiermaier, who stole second. And the Rays lead 2-1.
Well, we'll see what the Twins outfielders can do about that. Rosario, Buxton, Kepler. They play left, center, and right in the outfield, and tonight they're hitting 4th, 5th, and 6th in the middle of the Twins lineup. Rosario with a pop up to third, his first time up. Over the inside corner, strike one. Rays have played 2 more games than the Twins, but scored 75 fewer runs. Chopped up the right side. Morrison with his glove flips it to Cobb, 1 away. And let's go to Audra Martin.
Guys, way back in spring training when they were still getting to know each other, hitting coach James Rowson told Byron Buxton that, you know, sometimes the best way to learn about the game and learn who you are as a player is to just try something new every day, no matter how big or how small. Well, that really stuck with Byron, so he stayed with it. Sometimes it's as simple as being goofy and hitting left-handed in the cage or trying somebody else's bat. But the most recent thing that he did was choking up on the bat about 2 inches, and he said it has made all the difference in the world. He can stay on top of pitches better. He's got better bat control. He said that's really been the key to his hot streak lately. When I was talking to James Rowson about it, he says the fact that Buxton was willing to do that in the middle of the season, despite maybe being worried that it might throw him off, he goes, that just proves how fearless he is at the plate. And as a coach, he's like, that's the biggest compliment I can give to a young player, if they are fearless every time they get up to bat. Guys.
Thank you, Audrey. You can see where the knob is in relation to his hands. A little bit of gap between the knob and that bottom finger. And especially now that Byron, scared everybody in Twins territory with the fear that that hook of the hammy in the middle of that left hand had cracked. That typically is what happens to hitters. It's the knob of the bat repeatedly pressuring against the meat part of your hand, breaking that hamate bone.
Yeah, a lot of hitters use that, and that's what Buxton used to do, but now kind of shortened it up a little bit.
Inside.
And I know what last time I talked to him, I was walking out with him back in Minnesota when I was doing the games there. He did tell me about shortening it up a little bit, and he did say that, you know, he feels like he has control of that bat a little bit better than he did.
This is going to be a tough play for Longoria. If it stays fair, foul. Longoria catching it almost right over the baseline, but home plate umpire Bill Welke, looking right up the line, said it was a foul ball.
Well, Longoria kind of straddled that line and kept the line almost with the middle part of his body, and then caught it on the right side. So watch Longoria right here, kind of straddle the line.
And immediately looking up at Bill Welke.
That's a home plate umpire's call until it goes past the bag.
1-2 to Byron Buxton with one gone in the fourth. Twins down a run. Just away, and it's 2-2. Well, in choking up, Byron says it gives it more bat control. Maybe we've already seen evidence of that. He hit a hard smash to the right side of the field, something he seemed incapable of doing in April or May. And now 3-2.
And a couple good takes right there by Buxton on the fastball away, then laid off that low breaking ball that at the beginning of the year I think we saw in April and May. That's the ball that he chased and would strike out on. So picking up the ball a little bit better plate coverage.
And a foul. For a conversation Torrey Hunter had with Buxton, I believe it was shortly after the All-Star break, and he said, look, just get your average up to 230 and this will be a great success for him, you know, after the slow start. Well, he's done more than that, hasn't he? Takes a call, third strike there, 2 down.
Fastball away. Kind of froze Buxton. He thought it might have been outside, but Cobb picks up his 4th strikeout.
2 down in the fourth, and if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports North and Twins baseball with you wherever you go. Max Kepler put the Twins on the board with an RBI single in the second. Strike.
One thing Cobb has, he has a lot of confidence in that breaking ball, like a knuckle curve. He'll throw that over in any situation.
Chopped, foul.
There's another one right there, tightened up on that breaking ball.
Twins already have 3 20 home run hitters, and the Twins certainly hopeful that Kepler will get there. He's got 17. Escobar's got 15. Oh, 2. And now 1-2. See, Buxton wouldn't have a chance for 20 home runs. He's got 13, but then you remember last year in September he hit 9. One and 2. Got him with a high fastball. And Cobb has his first 1-2-3 inning. former Twin, Aaron Hicks, who had a right oblique strain earlier this year. Now it's the left side. And Hicks, a very valuable member of the Yankee lineup. I think the first time he had the other side blow on him, it was like 6 weeks. So we don't know whether Aaron's going to be able to play again this year. And it might be that the Twins will play the Yankees in a wild card game. First, they get to play the Yankees in New York on the next road trip. On the ground, Adrianza. Low throw, and Mauer digs it out nicely. And that's the first out of the bottom of the fourth.
Nice pick right there by Joe Mauer. Only the second ground ball out that Berríos has been able to get.
Cole Calhoun's just hit a 2-run triple, so in the 11th, the Angels are leading the A's 11-9. Aaron Hicks wasn't able to play against the Twins when the Yankees came to Target Field because the other side was bothering him. Corey Dickerson homered to center against Berríos to tie the game in the second inning. This one hit well to left. Rosario back at the wall, leaps, can't make the play. He may have kept it in the ballpark, and it is a double for Corey Dickerson. And Rosario nearly turned it into an out. As it is, it's a 1-out double.
He got back to the wall, he leaped. Don't know if it hit the top of his glove and then hit off the padding and came back into play. Well, Dickerson, who had a 7-pitch at bat to hit before he hit the home run in his first at bat, jumps on the first pitch here.
Right off the very top of his glove, it looked like. And lucky that ball didn't bounce over the fence. A 1-out double, and now Wilson Ramos. Dickerson with a pair of extra base hits already against Berríos. Breaking ball. Adrianza knocks it down, picks it up. And if he wasn't aware that Ramos doesn't run real well before, after his second inning at bat, he knew he had plenty of time to throw him out here.
Yeah, Ramos, and he's almost saying to Rosario right there, that ball just skips on it. Again, new turf here, a little quicker turf. Ball got to Adrianza very quickly.
2 down, and now Brad Miller.
What is it here in Toronto? The only 2 fields left with turf fields. This will be the 4th pitch of the inning for Berríos.
And I know in advance of the Toronto series there was some uneasiness because teams aren't used to playing on the turf. It's one of the big reasons why teams hated playing the Twins at the Metrodome. It was the playing surface, and of course you had the opaque ceiling and all of that, but it works in reverse too. Here now the Twins for years have enjoyed playing on a grass field, so it's a bit odd for them to come in here and play on a rug. One and one. Paul Molitor brought up a good point at the Rogers Center though too, and it's the same situation here. At least the infield is dirt here. It used to be, you know, you'd have turf everywhere except for the cutouts around the bases. And it really was hard to field on the surface, but also to run on the surface. 2-1 to Brad Miller. Another chance for Adrianza. And another double left aboard. It's 2-1 Tampa Bay as we head to the 5th.
Don't forget, at Twin home games, you bring your Circle Me signs. You might find yourself in a Minnesota Lottery winner's circle where you could win $100 worth of lottery scratch-off tickets courtesy of the Minnesota Lottery.
From New Ulm, Minnesota, and I'm guessing there's a real good chance this is not the first baseball game they've seen. One of the great baseball towns in the upper Midwest. And they also are known for beer.
I know that.
During the caravan, we went through Shell's brewery tour, and I believe we were able to sample some of the best that Shell's brewery has to offer. Eduardo Escobar will lead things off for the Twins in the 5th, down a run. Escobar went down swinging his first time up. And he takes ball 1. Driven foul, 0-2. Twins haven't gotten a hit since Kepler's RBI single in the 2nd. The Twins have just 2 hits, and they came consecutively, sandwiching a Buxton stolen base. Might not seem like much, but Cobb's thrilled with his run support here. The Rays have actually scored him a couple of runs. Foul, and the at-bat's still alive.
Well, Cobb's been very good here at Tropicana Field this year, where he has an ERA at 2.34 in 11 starts. 5 wins, 4 losses. Left-handers hitting only .228 off him coming into this ball game.
And fisted foul.
Like a lot of the fastballs he's been throwing the Twins are up in the zone and in that curveball. Not too many split fingers. Number 2, curveball right here by Cobb.
Pulled foul. Back in May, the Rays took 2 out of 3 from the Twins, including that long 15-inning game. Back then, the Twins were still leading the division by a couple, 3 games. Another 1-2 to Escobar.
Ramos sitting inside.
That high fastball got him again.
And strikeout number 6. Cobb has retired the last 3 on strikeouts.
That'll bring up Mitch Garver.
Number 43, Mitch Garver.
Now Garber went down swinging against Cobb in the 2nd inning. Yeah, there's his home ERA. Done a good job here.
Garver takes outside, ball 1. And now up high. Stands to reason that runs would be tougher to come by in this series, because the Rays consistently have pitched well over the last several years, and again this year, 5th in the league in team ERA. Garver takes outside. Now it's 3-0 with Adrianza on deck.
Oh, Jim Hickey, again, I mentioned his name earlier. 11 years he's been a pitching coach here, so a lot of stability in the organization with him as the major league pitching coach.
Strike, and it's 3-1.
He's had a lot of young players come up, like the Prices and the Shields and guys like that, but he's also taken a lot of guys that were maybe their careers were coming to an end, and he kind of refined them a little bit to where they went off and had continued success.
Garver with a good swing. He fouled it straight back to the screen. 3-2.
Jim Hickey right there.
I believe that was Chris Archer, wasn't it?
I believe it was.
Busted bat and a bouncer to second. Miller. Morrison, 2 down.
They're a little worried here in the Tampa area with Chris Archer, a little forearm strain. Left the game yesterday early.
Yeah, he gave up home runs to the first 2 batters he faced and then came out of the game. It's the first time that had happened in more than 100 years.
You see he's got that sleeve on that right arm.
Two down. Here's Adrianza. Hit a ground ball to Miller his first time up. 8 in a row. Excuse me, 7 in a row set down by Cobb. He's gotten 8 outs from those 7 batters, starting with the Mauer double play grounder. Swing and a miss.
He's got good stuff. Again, you know, he's been on a disabled list a lot in his young career. 29 years old. Originally signed by the Rays out of Vero Beach High School and here in Florida.
Fought off. Still 0-2.
Got a baseball scholarship to Clemson University, but decided to sign.
Another 0-2. Again to Miller. Twins aren't doing much against Alex Cobb. They trail 2-1, and you're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. That was you. Didn't I see you out there on the beach running around the volleyball net?
You sure did.
Breaking ball taken. No, I beg your pardon. It's a strike. 1 strike to Adeiny Echeverria.
Echeverria, strikeout victim in the 3rd inning.
And now 1-1.
Orioles 62 pitches, 41 for strikes, 6 strikeouts, no walks.
They brushed him.
Got a clip.
And he will go to first.
That's the 13th hit batsman by Orioles.
And the number 9 batter reaches, being hit by a pitch. Barrios now tied with Mike Fiers of the Astros for hit batters. 13. That one dangerously up and in. And now Kevin Kiermaier, who has a double and a single. Barrios gave up a double, faced 4 men in the first, a home run, faced 4 men in the second, a couple of singles, and faced 5 men in the third, a double, and faced 4 men in the fourth. Now a leadoff hit batter. And a first pitch strike. Field line. Rosario has a long run, and a great sliding catch behind the bullpen mound. What a play by Eddie Rosario.
I think there was a rosin bag that Eddie Rosario kicked, but what a great catch, great concentration. You had the bullpen bounds that come into play. Now watch Rosario just on the outside of those mounds. Nice sliding catch, great concentration. And you see the rosin bag right there. And after it was all said and done, Rosario kicked that rosin bag. What a great catch. Rio says thank you.
It's a heck of a play for the first out of the 5th inning. Angels beat the A's 11-9. So the Twins need to win here today to stay a game and a half ahead of the Angels. Duda, the batter, he has struck out twice against Barrios. Angels won their ball game, and granted it went 11 innings. They used 12 pitchers. Runner goes, swung on and fouled, I believe. Ball popped out of Garver's mitt. It's a foul ball, and Kiermaier will, or rather Echeverria, will retreat to first. They used 12 pitchers.
It's September.
12 pitchers.
Probably had 5 or 6 left.
One strike. Foul back, 2 strikes.
Duda again getting traded over in late July with the Mets. 2010 to this year. A lot of home runs. Tremendous power. Hit 17 home runs for the Mets before he got traded. 9 of them here as a Tampa Bay Ray. And I can see why with that uppercut swing he has.
He fit the mold that already existed here. Left-handed power hitter. Not going to hit for much of an average. But again, you know what you mentioned, when they acquired him in late July, they thought they were ready to make a run to the top of the division. Then they stubbed their toe in August. 2 strikes to Duda. You know, there are teams out there, and the Brewers are an example. The Blue Jays are an example of teams that are very reliant, perhaps too reliant, on hitting the ball over the fence. When the Twins swept the 4 games with Milwaukee, that was the complaint about the Brewers, that they weren't hitting home runs, so they weren't scoring. See, the Rays have hit plenty long balls. The Twins pitch out. They did so successfully yesterday, but Echeverria not going here. Brewers 7 games above 500, might find their way in the playoff picture as a wild card team if they don't catch the Cubs.
I'm pulling for them. I hope those Brewers end up getting a wild card.
Fastball due to strikes out for the 3rd time.
Yeah, another high fastball right there. Barrios put him right where really he has to against that uppercut swing. Picking up strikeout number 7 in his first since the 3rd inning. But going back up the ladder due to swinging through that high fastball.
Longoria dumped a single in front of Kepler with 2 outs in the 3rd to score Kiermaier for the go-ahead run. Big swing and a miss. Catch by Garver on a pitch way outside. 1-1. We expect Jason Castro to catch tomorrow. Checked with Jason before the game today, and he said he feels 100% ready to go, so he'll catch tomorrow. And then either Chris Jimenez or Mitch Garver back on Wednesday. Chopper left side, and Escobar slings it across. Longoria retired. And we are stuck at 2-1 Rays through 5. Unlimited baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Jose Ramirez, his 23rd home run, his 3rd in the last 2 games. And just one extra base hit today, though. 5-3 over the White Sox. Carlos Martinez with a 3-hit shutout. And then Eric Hosmer helping the Royals get to the 500 mark with a win over Baltimore. Brian Dozier will lead off the 6th. Twins need to get some work done here against Alex Cobb. Just 2 hits.
He's retired 8 straight Twin batters. Giving up only 2 hits. You're right. They came back to back, as you mentioned.
Up and into Dozier, ball one. Dozier with a hard 2-hop smash fielded behind the third base bag by Longoria. He threw him out to start the ball game, and then he drew a walk in the third. Fouled back, 1-1.
Good swing right there. Just got underneath it. Tell you, when you're a pitcher and you see a guy foul it back like that, you say, I don't want to throw that one again.
He's not in that spot, right?
Cobb has given up 20 home runs, 13 to right-handed hitters.
Check his swing, but he went. And it's 1-2.
Bill Welke, the home plate umpire, called that himself.
You saw that graphic we flashed on Cobb. That's a sign of a pretty good pitcher. Usually you see it mushrooming the other way. Cobb's actually been better against the lineup the third time he faces them. 1-2 to Brian Dozier. And fought off an off-speed pitch. One lefty in the Rays bullpen, a guy who used to be with the White Sox, Dan Jennings, and Sergio Romo warming up from the right side. High fastball got him. And Dozier strikes out to lead off the 6th inning.
Strikeout number 7 for Cobb.
Sad that you and I won't be there for this, but at Target Field it's yoga night on Wednesday. The event features a 1-hour on-the-field yoga class taught by Core Power. The event tickets include a Twins branded yoga mat, Twins game tickets, and a donation to the Twins Community Fund. Now we can do all that. We can make a donation to the Twins Community Fund, but we won't be there for yoga on Wednesday. Get your tickets at twinsbaseball.com/yoga. Here is Mauer. Strike one. Mauer with a strikeout, swinging, and then he bounced into a double play in the third. And since then, Cobb has been pitching from the windup. Driven foul. Like the reaction of the ball boy down there.
He got right out there. You get some fist pumps from Eddie Cordado.
Eddie probably saying, yeah, everybody else sit down. This guy's got it covered. Two strikes to Mauer. Driven to right center field. It's a hit, and it will skip all the way to the wall. Mauer has 2, and he will hold up there with a double.
Cobb has not made many mistakes, but he got ahead of Joe and then looked like he held a breaking ball. You could see him shake his head, not happy at that pitch, and Joe took advantage of it. So Joe continues to swing a good bat. That breaking ball just stayed up. Joe hitting the gap out in right center where nobody is, rolls all the way to the wall. Joe with 30 doubles. That's the most for the Twins in that department.
And now Polanco with a chance to tie the game with a hit to the outfield. Pull shift on in the infield for Polanco. Up and away, ball one. High 2-0. Cobb went through the batting order once, throwing nothing but pitches from the windup. Now back in the stretch, and he's fallen behind Polanco 2-0. Mauer only needs to keep an eye on Echeverria, the shortstop. There's nobody else in the infield close to him. Strike, 2-1. 2-1 to the Twins shortstop. Actually, the Twins designated hitter tonight. Adrianza getting the start at short. Down and in. 3-1. Eddie Rosario on deck.
Cubs got a couple walks.
Adrianza playing short, hitting ninth.
This will be pitch number 98 for Alex Cobb.
3-1 to Jorge Polanco. Strike over the inside corner.
There's that curveball. He'll throw that curveball like I mentioned before at any time. Fastball situation, has enough faith in that curveball. It got it over. 22 pitches in the second. The most he needed to retire three, get 3 outs. Getting the Twins put a run on the board.
Sharply hit, fielded by Echeverria. Mauer to third, but now 2 down. Good at bat. Polanco hit it sharply on the ground, but Echeverria to his left made the play, and that'll bring up Rosario. And there's going to be a pitching change here with Dan Jennings being brought in. I'm so sure that that's too disappointing to the Twins dugout. The way Cobb pitched, he was reaching the end of the line, but Kevin Cash wanting the left-hander to face Rosario with the tying run at third.
Hey, how you doing?
Presented by Chevrolet. Twins baseball on Fox Sports North is presented by Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in the Twin Cities, and by State Farm, here to help life go right with the home and auto protection you deserve. 2-1 Rays, and there are some Rays in the tank. Out in right center field, within range of Eddie Rosario. Mauer at third with 2 down, and Rosario will face Dan Jennings. Picked up a couple of hits and 5 at bats against Jennings when he was still a member of the White Sox.
Yeah, Jennings getting traded over to the Rays on July 27th. It's been used a lot by the White Sox and also by the Rays, making his 66th relief appearance.
Breaking ball hit on the ground, hit it right off the end of the bat to Miller, and Rosario retired on 1 pitch. Mauer left at third. It's still 2-1 Tampa Bay. to fans of the game, it's fair to say that, what would you think, 15–20% of the fans here are Twins fans?
Yeah. I think what we've seen from Berríos is that fastball that he's kind of elevated up the ladder a little bit. He got Duda 3 times in the ball game with that good fastball. He's the last 4 or 5 starts we've seen this young man, only 23 years old, trust that fastball. And then he'll mix in a curveball. Not too many changeups here tonight, but basically fastball, curveball.
Check swing up and in. Berríos delivering his first pitch of the 6th inning.
Well, good pitch count.
Morrison struck out twice against him.
15 of 22 first pitch strikes. There's a changeup right there.
1-1. Morrison, Souza, and Dickerson. Back with another changeup and threw it on the outside corner. One and two. Berríos hoping to pick up win number 13 today. Two and two. On the ground through the hole up the middle. And the leadoff man is on again here in the 6th.
Oh, fastball away, and Morrison taking right up the middle. So he got ahead in the count, and then the fastball, you can see Morrison just protecting the plate. You see the shift the Twins have on. Shoot that ball right up the middle.
Pitch was actually outside off the plate. And now Souza with a strikeout and a ground ball to short. Pitch left up high, ball 1. Fouled back. Aggressive swing on the 1-0 pitch.
Yeah, Souza in his 3rd season with the Rays. First came to the big leagues with the Nationals in 2014.
One and one. 80th pitch of the ball game for Berríos. Side 2-1. A foul ball. Twins lost 2 out of 3 to the Kansas City Royals, and in the 2 losses they did most of their scoring late in the game. Berríos trying to keep this game a 1-run game in the event that happens again here tonight. Two and two to Souza. Nice stop by Garver. Now it's a full count.
Ryan Presley starting to loosen up.
Full count. Ball 4. The inning starts with a ground ball single and follow-up walk. And that'll bring up Dickerson, who's tattooed 2 of Berrios' pitches already tonight, with a home run to center and a double off the fence to left.
Here comes Neil Allen.
I believe in each case, Dickerson teed off on the home run was on, I believe, a 2-2 pitch, and then the next pitch, the double, I think, was on the first pitch he saw.
Yeah, first double was the 7 pitches in that home run.
Berrios, who pitched around a leadoff double in the first, has 2 on with nobody out here in the 6th, trying to keep this a 2-1 ball game.
Yeah, even though that pitch count is at 83, I think we've seen Dick the first 5 innings. Every inning was almost under duress. Yeah. He hasn't had a 1-2-3 inning.
Leadoff double in the first, the 1-out home run in the second. Pair of singles in the third, 1-out double in the fourth, and a hit batter to start the 5th. Fourth inning, he gave up a double and got 3 ground balls to short.
Like one of those.
Yeah, I was just going to say. Yeah. He'd take one of those right here, wouldn't he? See if he can get Dickerson to hit it on the ground. Up and away, ball 1. Foul. That's off of Garver and a strike. 1-1. Everybody giving Garver a little time to get settled. Called. And Berrios says, well, if you're going to stop play, we'll get a different ball. How particular were you about the baseballs? Did you change them a lot?
No, not really. Not really. I'm just looking at the strikeouts that the Rays have had this year as a ball club. They have the most in baseball.
Yeah.
What he needs right here, that or something good like a ground ball double play.
He has struck out Duda 3 times, Morrison twice, Souza once, and Echeverria once. Pitching Dickerson carefully because of what Dickerson has already done to him tonight. Foul 2-2. Checking a chart of some sort. Two and 2. Just missed. And Berrios flexed his knees. Thought he had the inside corner. Very close pitch, and it's 3-2. And now Garver to the mound.
Let's take a look at this 2-2 fastball.
Goes inside. And the 89th pitch of the night for Berrios will be the biggest pitch he's thrown all night long. Driven to right. Another hit for Dickerson. Buxton cuts it off, throws to second. It's a double. 3 extra base hits for Corey Dickerson against Barrios, and it's a 3-1 ball game. 2 men in scoring position and nobody out.
Yeah, it looked like he went back to a fastball that went inside, but Dickerson fought it off. Picks up his second RBI of the ball game. Dickerson opened up quickly, hit it into right center. Kepler cutting in front of Buxton, but it's Buxton that gets the throw to second as Morrison scores.
So a run in, 2 men in scoring position, and Barrios comes off the mound with the Twins trailing 3-1. And Ryan Presley trying to keep it that way.
Add a couple more, and this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Minnesota Twins and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Minnesota Twins LLC. Yeah, Barrios 5+ innings, and it was not easy tonight. They had 1 walk, 7 strikeouts.
Infield in now. Wilson Ramos the batter, second and third, nobody out. Presley on the mound. And Garver right away has to block one out of the dirt.
Yeah, Ryan making his 47th relief appearance. He has a strikeout per inning pitched, 51 strikeouts in 51 1/3 innings.
Been really good lately in his last 5 outings, covering 8 innings. He's given up just 3 hits, 2 walks. Hoping for a strikeout of Ramos here, who's bounced out twice to short. There's a strike. I talked to Ryan the other day about his revised mechanics, and he offered a couple of analogies that if I get time I'll try to share them with you. He said his mechanics, not arcing his back and all that, he's trying to be more compact. Swing and a miss, and he likened it to a boxer jabbing rather than swinging. In other words, just a quicker movement, keeping things more enclosed.
It all keys off that right there, that left shoulder. Keep that left shoulder in. That allows that right arm to catch up. And then quick release. Just like that. Big fastball, good fastball, a big strikeout. So he went with 3 curveballs, then he went with a good fastball, ends up striking out Ramos for the first out.
Plenty of velocity in a really good spot, and Ramos is gone, and gone quickly. And now Brad Miller is intentionally walked. Then I asked Ryan about how he got off to such a slow start this year, and he said it really started in spring training, and I think you and I were doing that spring training game where he was all over the place, and he's usually a strike thrower and doesn't have erratic control. And he gave another analogy which maybe you can relate to as a pitcher. He said mechanically at that point it was like going fishing, and if you've ever fished with like a bait casting reel and you get a backlash in your reel, and it's all twisted and turned around and knotted up. And he says, and you have to fix it. Again, this is a fishing analogy, by slowly undoing the knot or the snarl. And he likened that to his pitching mechanics. He said it just took him a while to get back to where he's been.
Yeah, you know what? There's so many little things that go into it. The power of positive thinking. You start all of a sudden lose your release point, and you start, you know, pressing and little things like that. Buddy Boucher's getting up in the bullpen.
To right center field, Buxton is there for the catch. Here comes the throw to the plate on the line, and Garver is flattened and can't hold on to the ball. Another run will score, and let's make sure Garver's okay. He got absolutely creamed at the plate. Buxton's one-hop throw was right on home plate.
As a bang-bang play, Souza tagging up at third base. Buxton came running in, made a good throw, but the timing of Souza and the throw.
They're going to check and see exactly where the collision was. There's really no place for Souza to go because Garver had to go up the line to field the throw.
I think Garver's got to learn. He's got to come in front of the plate. You see him guarding, and that's one thing baseball doesn't want anymore, where a catcher basically blocks the plate, and that's what Garver was doing.
And I think everybody on the field just making sure he's okay.
Right.
It's a sacrifice fly for Echeverria, a 2-run inning, and it's 4-1. And Molitor to the mound for the Kiermaier at bat, and Presley is done. Faced 3 men, got 2 outs. An inherited runner has scored, and it's a 4-1 ball game. You don't see it much anymore.
No, you don't, because, you know, most catchers, they tell you now to go in front of the plate, but you can see Garver holding his own right there. And really, Souza has nothing. This is exactly what he has to do, is slide into home plate, because where Garver was set up.
You could see he was going down the line and looking for that sliding lane in foul territory, but Garver gave him none. So Souza scores. It's a 4-1 ball game, and now Buddy Boucher's in to try to get Kevin Kiermaier. Runners at second and third. And a breaking ball snaps over, strike 1.
One thing Buddy's done, he's done a good job recently against left-handed hitters, making his 30th appearance, back up with the club again. Left-handers. Just 2 for 19 against him since the middle of July.
Up the middle, through for a hit. Dickerson will score. Miller will head home. And the ball again, this time blocked by Garver. And it's a 4-run inning. Five runs charged to Barrios. The intentional walk comes around to score. And And that run will be charged to Presley.
Kiermaier getting a fastball, hitting it right back up the middle. His third hit of the ball game, picking up a couple RBIs, now with 32 on the year. As Dickerson and Miller score.
And now Lucas Duda.
3 of the 4 runs charged to Berrios this inning.
Throw to first. Well, odd that the Rays have added to the lead here and created a little cushion without hitting a home run. Morrison singled up the middle. There was a walk. Dickerson, after a long at bat, doubled to right center. Intentional walk and a ground ball up the middle. Innings like this have been very few and far between. The pop-up behind home plate. Garver. Good catch. And that ends the inning. But it's a good inning for the Rays as they add 4 more. And math would tell you that if the Twins don't turn this game around, the Angels will be just a half game behind, and that half game is in the loss column. Byron Buxton will lead things off in the 7th. Twins got some work to do. And sidewinder Steve Cishek comes out of the Tampa Bay bullpen. And there is strike 1.
Peter Borges taking over for Sousa out in right field. You hope that he's all right with that little collision at home plate. Cishek traded over from the Mariners in late July.
That's you know, we've already brought into the game Jennings, who came over here in late July. Borges, Cishek coming over in late July. Borges, a new player for them, and so they made some moves because they felt they were in position to keep sailing along through August and September. 2-1 to Buxton. 1 for 2 on the night for Byron. And a high fastball gets a swing and a miss. 2-2.
Cishek was that sidearm, underarm delivery.
A lot of hops. And Echeverria makes the play, 1 down. One down in the 7th, and now Max Kepler. I'll go back to that play, the collision at the plate, and again we hope Souza is okay. Based on what we've seen, I hate to blame the artificial turf, but I don't know that Garver knows quite how to handle some of the throws. A couple of them have kind of bounced up on him. The second throw that came to the plate almost bounced over his left shoulder.
But there seems to be some skip on right there, but where he's set up to make that catch, he's got to be in front of the plate or behind the plate.
2-hopper, shoulder high hop for Miller. 2 down.
Yeah, we saw Souza kind of drop his shoulder a little bit, and hopefully he's okay. You know, looking for that lane, as you mentioned, Dick. It just wasn't there.
And Escobar will hit with a couple of quick outs for Cishek here in the 7th inning. Escobar with a couple of strikeouts tonight. Catchers have to give runners a sliding lane, and would have been interesting to see what would have happened had Garver held on to the ball and tagged Souza out. It might very well have been that he would have been ruled safe anyway.
Right, probably would have been overturned. Yep.
2 strikes to Escobar. Twins haven't done much with the bats here tonight. Just 3 hits. Mauer with a double. Buxton, Kepler with singles. And Escobar reaches across the plate and taps it foul. Got him again. 3 up, 3 down in the 7th for Cishek. And you're watching Twins baseball presented by State Farm. So far.
Twins scored first in the 2nd inning. RBI single by Kepler, scored Buxton. But then the offense for the Rays started to take over. A home run by Dickerson tied the game. And then an RBI single by Longoria in the 3rd inning made it a 2-1 ball game. And then they opened up the game with 4 runs in the 6th inning. 3 of those against Barrios. Kiermaier right there picking up a couple RBIs with that RBI single.
Kiermaier with 3 hits, and Dickerson with 3 hits, and now John Curtis delivers his first pitch. It rolls to the backstop. Ball 1. Longoria, the batter.
Curtis just making his 4th major league appearance, trying to improve on those numbers.
And a strike on the outside corner. Longoria, Morrison, and Souza. Well, actually, it'll be Borges. what was Souza's spot. Line to right. Kepler with the catch, one down. And that'll bring up Logan Morrison. 2018 season tickets are on sale. In addition to securing your spot for next year, you'll be guaranteed postseason tickets for this year. Don't miss an inning of postseason play and experience exclusive sweet spot benefits like 10% off food and beverage at Target Field. For more information or to place a deposit, visit twinsbaseball.com/season tickets today. Morrison out in front, strike one. Morrison got the single up the middle that started the 4-run 6th inning. He's being out hit tonight 8-3. And now 0-2. Escobar will swing over to the right side of the infield with 2 strikes on Morrison.
Curtis has a good fastball. Last one at 96. Slider, very good changeup. Just 24 years old.
All the way. 96. The comment during the telecast when I think it was when I was working with LaTroy. I think a lot of Twins fans expected that there would be the ball driven hard to left, and Rosario watches it go. Looked like it hit the top of the fence and bounced into the seats. And Morrison hits his 36th home run.
Well, every home run a career high for Morrison. He got a breaking ball, stayed back nice, took it the other way. And the second home run for the Rays here tonight.
Fox Tracks presented by Carrier.
And the 197th home run as a ball club. That's the first home run at this level that Curtis has given up.
And now 7-1. And that'll bring up Borges. At the knees, a strike. Started to say, I think a lot of Twins fans expected there'd be an infusion of power arms this year mixed into the bullpen. But instead of it being Jake Reed, JT Chargois, it's been Buznitz and Curtis. 0-2. Breaking ball. 0-3. 2 down.
Hard slider right there. On 3 pitches, strikes out Borges. After 2 good fastballs in the upper 90s. Borges unable to hold up on that hard breaking ball. Dickerson having a good night at the plate. A home run, a couple doubles. First time this season he's had 3 extra base hits in a ball game. Boy, they swing hard, don't they?
Yeah, and Curtis is throwing hard. You know, he's not used to giving up runs. That's how good he was at Double-A. Promoted to Triple-A, gave up just 5 runs there. 1 strike to Dickerson. And now 2 strikes.
Well, signed in 2014, Curtis out of the University of Texas. really went through the organization pretty good. Last year he was in single A, moved up to higher single A, low single, Cedar Rapids, Fort Myers. This year double A, triple A, and here you find yourself in the big leagues.
In a pennant race. 0-2. Andrew Kittredge warmed up. He might get the 8th inning. And a breaking ball gets another wild swing and a miss. Morrison with a home run, and the lead is pushed out to 7-1. People affected by Hurricane Harvey by visiting redcross.org or texting the word Harvey to 90999, and by doing that you'll make a $10 donation. Your donation enables the Red Cross to prepare for, respond to, and help people recover from the terrible disaster that hit Houston and the surrounding area. There's some concern in this part of the world about Tropical Storm Irma, now a Category 4 storm, and what direction it's going to go, either heading this way or maybe up the East Coast. Andrew Kittredge comes in, pitch to the Twins in the 8th, starting with Mitch Garver.
Kittredge, the 4 stamps. He's a September call-up, but he was up earlier this year, making his 4th stamp with the Rays this year.
Cut off by Echeverria, and he makes a nice play, but Morrison doesn't hang on to the throw, and Garver's aboard with a leadoff error. I'm guessing the error will go to Morrison.
Yeah, it should right there. Echeverria cut in front of Miller and made a nice play, but Morrison mishandled the throw.
Play by Echeverria, cutting off the ball, as you said, in front of Miller. Throw wasn't that off target for a left-handed first baseman.
Morrison will get the error. His 5th of the year at first base.
And now Adrianza with a leadoff man aboard. Twins haven't had base runners of any kind, or not enough of them, certainly. Adrianza beats it foul.
And that's what the Twins have done tonight. Really, they beat balls into the ground. There's not been one fly ball out to the outfield. There's been one pop-up, and that was to the infield.
Back in the 1st inning.
Yep. 11 ground ball outs, 8 strikeouts. And one of those ground ball outs turned into a double play.
Foul on the ground again. Two strikes. Twins got some help from the Royals late in ball games Friday and yesterday with some uncharacteristic errors. We'll see what they can do with the opening error here in the 8th. 1-2. Glenn Perkins is going to get the bottom of the 8th inning. And another grounder foul. Now off the plate, 2-2. Adrians has hit 2 ground balls to Miller at second base. Dozier on deck. Morrison picks it up, fires to second, relay to first. Not in time. Adrians got there to beat the relay. 1 down. MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus get a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout. Other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. See, that's my favorite Twins cap right there. The dark blue one. You know, the old style one back in the days when there was only one hat. Now you can get them in any color combination you'd like. There's Dozier, and he takes strike 1.
Announced attendance tonight, 12,108. They've averaged about 15,000 here per game.
A high drive to left field. And Brian Dozier hits a 2-run home run.
Home run number 28 for Brian Dozier.
And the Twins have started a comeback here. 7-3.
I'll take a look at the pitch. Sidearm breaking ball. Brian, as he does so well, spins, gets that ball airborne into the bleachers here in left field.
And now Bauer, who doubled his last time up. Twins faced with tall order here, but it's something the Angels have been doing on a regular basis. Strike late against vulnerable bullpens. They did it again today against the Oakland A's. Tapped foul. Oh, 2. Bauer struck out in the first, hit into a double play in the third, then lined a double to right center field in the 6th. Fouled back. Dozier with a 2-run home run. Still plenty of work to get done here with 1 out in the 8th. Bauer just barely kept the at-bat alive. Another one hammered down into the dirt. trying to get aboard. Polanco, Rosario, Buxton lined up behind him. Another foul. Another pitch dropping down out of the strike zone. Alex Colomé, 41 saves, getting loose here in the 8th inning. Another 0-2 to Joe Mauer. '85, '94, and just about every velocity in between, and Mauer's gotten a piece of everything.
Yeah, the four-seam fastball, the sinking fastball. Foul ball going to a couple Twin fans. Oh, he's got a Mauer jersey on. Now he's got a Mauer souvenir foul ball.
Ray Joe's going. Just about everybody here is going to get us. Another 0-2 pitch. Foul tip, and Ramos did not get it before it hit the dirt. So Joe just barely kept the at-bat alive again. There have been 7 two-strike fouls. This is the 10th pitch of the at-bat. This was almost strike 3. Nope.
They see a little one hop.
Now a fly to left. Easy play for Dickerson. And Mauer finally retired for out number 2. And that'll bring up Polanco.
Credit Kittredge, because he threw 10 straight strikes.
Yeah, to the guy who, you know, still has one of the most discerning eyes at the plate. And now Polanco walked in the first. A couple of ground balls have followed. And Mauer made it out through the air. Just the second fly ball out. Polanco, looking at a pull shift, threatens to drop a bunt down. Outside. 2-0. Low 3-0. That's about as blonde a glove as you can wear. I'm surprised he's allowed to pitch with that glove. It's about the color of a rubbed up baseball. There's a strike, 3-1. You'll see red gloves, you'll see blue gloves, and of course brown ones and black ones. There's ball 4, and Polanco reaches, and that'll bring up Rosario. Rays have already used the only left-hander in their bullpen. That was Jennings.
Yeah, that glove he has will only be an issue if maybe the opposing team says, right, hey, you know what? Just got to change that glove.
Polanco aboard. The Twins need Rosario to deliver here. He's popped up and grounded out twice. Low ball 1. Maybe the Mauer at bat exhausted the pitcher. Longoria swings over to the right side of second base. Swing and a miss. 1-1. High fly to center. Kiermaier waits and waits and makes the catch. Twins get 2 back on a Brian Dozier home run. It's 7-3. For the hole for a leadoff single here in the 8th inning.
Now Curtis starting his 2nd inning of relief.
He was asked to get Ramos, and then the game was going to be turned over to Perkins. And even though he didn't get him, Glenn Perkins will come into the ball game here with a leadoff man on and nobody out in the 8th.
Ramos getting his first hit, the 9th for the Rays.
So Curtis faced 5 men, gave up 2 hits, including a home run, and now Glenn Perkins will pitch for the Twins. The lineup to the center of the diamond, and the center fielder who knows no bounds. Get an in-depth look at the core of the Twins' future on an all-new episode of Spotlight. Twins Up Close comes up tonight after Twins Live, only on Fox Sports North.
Well, Glenn Perkins coming into the ball game, making his 5th appearance of the season.
And Garver makes a nice stop of Perkins' first pitch, a breaking ball that landed in the right-handed batter's box. Best scenario for Glenn would be for, in situations like this, to show obviously better control than what he's shown, but the ability to get outs. Twins find themselves in a fight for a playoff spot here, and Perkins is trying to make up for all the lost time that included no spring training to speak of. It's kind of a tough spot to put Glenn in when he hasn't pitched much, and every batter Twins pitchers face is important at this point.
Well, you can see 3 way out of the strike zone. Well, Perks worked only 3 innings in the first 4 games. He hit 3 batters. He's had only 1 walk, a couple strikeouts. He's given up 7 hits.
And it's a walk.
4-pitch walk.
Less of a concern now because rosters are expanded, so roster spots aren't at a premium. But the Twins carried Perkins at the end of August, owning one of those 25 roster spots, even though they really weren't going to be able to put him in any critical spots. So I think it's a measure of respect for Glenn and what he's meant to this organization that they were willing to do that. But now it's September, and if he wants to pitch in more highly leveraged situations, he needs to
do that right there.
Well, even at 90 miles per hour, you need to throw it over the plate.
Right. Hopefully he can get a ground ball right here.
Echeverria with a sacrifice fly his last time up. Also has been hit by a pitch and struck out. Breaking ball, check swing, 1-1. Fouled away, and it's 1-2. Giancarlo Stanton got his 53rd home run tonight. He has as many home runs on this date as Roger Maris in his 61-61 season. One and 2 to Echeverria. 2-2.
Just doesn't have the feel for that slider, and that's always been his out pitch. Tyler Duffy needing to get loose.
I don't know if it's too much of an exaggeration to say, you know, here it is September 4th because of the rehab and the setbacks Glenn's dealt with. Fouled off a foot. He is on September 4th where he might normally be on March 4th, and it's that severe. He hasn't pitched much in a long time. Kiermaier on deck. Perkins trying to keep this a 7-3 ball game. He's walked the leadoff man. Now it's 2-2 to Echeverria. Hoping that Perkins would be able to get the Twins through the 8th inning. You saw they've got Duffy warming up.
Well, he's missed with a slider, so Echeverria's got to sit fastball right here. He takes it for ball 4.
So now they're loaded up with nobody out, and I'm not sure Paul Molitor can watch much more of this.
And Garver sent out to just talk to Perkins. If it does anything, it gives Duffy some more throws down in the bullpen if that's what they're thinking. Kiermaier already 3 hits in a ball game, but being a left-handed hitter, they get the opportunity to try to get him out right here.
Trevor Plouffe on deck. Infield is in. Let's try to stay in the game. And a breaking ball off the plate. Sure what that was at 79 miles per hour. Slower breaking ball.
Took something off, yeah.
One and one. Two and one. Bouncer to second. Dozier charges. They'll get the force at the plate. Nice play by Bryan. That first hop out of the dirt when it comes off the turf. I don't know really how to play that. That was a good play to get it out.
Yeah, he really fought that ball to keep it in his glove. So good play by Brian Dozier, charging that ball and getting the out. And Paul Mallard is going to make a pitching change. But Perkins does get the ground ball, and Dozier comes charging in, gets the force out at home. Nice play on the little short hop.
One down, bases loaded. And Tyler Duffy will pitch with one out and two to get, trying to keep this a 7-3 ball game. He faced, then got Kiermaier to bounce into a force play, and Trevor Plouffe just added to the roster today. They selected Trevor Plouffe from his AAA assignment in Durham after picking him up from the Oakland A's and then designating him for assignment.
He had a tough time here with the Rays. Hit only 178 in 73 at bats,
and it wasn't a whole lot better in Oakland. Tyler Duffy will pitch to Trevor here, who will take over in the DH spot. Corner infielders playing, well, Mauer's playing about even with the bag, and the first pitch fouled back.
Well, Duffy can pick up strikeouts. 62 innings pitched. He has 60 strikeouts, and that's what he'd like to get right here. Trevor Plouffe just 1 for 17 with runners in scoring position as a Tampa Bay Rays player.
To right field and down for a hit. And Kepler's throw to the plate almost in time to get the force. Plouffe gets an RBI single, scoring Miller from third. And Trevor with a single to add one more to the lead.
Well, fastball away, and Trevor just hitting it that way. Miller kind of didn't know what to do. Go back and tag up. The time he saw that ball hit the turf, slides around to throw home. And Plouffe making it an 8-3 ball game.
Bases still loaded, 1 out. That run, although Miller was walked by Perkins, that run is charged to John Curtis. Half swing and strike 1. So the Rays with a 4-run sixth, 1 in the 7th, 1 so far here in the 8th. They pulled away to 8-3 to an 8-3 lead, and still only 1 out. Longoria flared a single to right, drove in a run way back in the 3rd inning. 0-2. Longoria chases upstairs but gets a piece. Rays out hitting the Twins 12-4. Twins have 3 runs on just 4 hits. 0-2 to Longoria. Garber with another nice stop.
He's done a good job back there blocking a lot of pitches that are at least 2 or 3 feet from home plate, off the plate.
He had the pass ball back in the 1st inning on one that Barrios kind of hooked down and in, but he's made a handful of really nice stops. 1-2. Twins have used 5 relief pitchers today. Rays having some fun.
Get a big lead. The pranksters come out. Shame on them.
Oh my. That was hooked right into the Twins dugout.
Audra, nice grab, Audra.
Wow. Well, she's okay. 2 thumbs up. That's good.
On one hand.
Hesitate to think what would have happened if Kevin Gorg was sitting there. One and 2. And Garver is able to block that one. That was maybe his best block of the night. Duffy augured a breaking ball into the dirt. Somehow he was able to keep that ball near home plate.
Well, that's a curveball right here. You can see where it lands in front of the plate.
Two and 2. Up the middle. And a base hit. 2 runs will score. Throw to third. Hits the runner in the back. And the Rays have added at least 3 more here.
Longoria picks up his second hit of the ball game. Has 3 runs batted in with that 2-run single.
His 2 runs charged to Glenn Perkins.
High fastball, Longoria right back up the middle. And Buxton comes up and throws that ball and says, you know what, Trevor Plouffe, I can get you. Got him right in the back.
Still only 1 out. And it's 10-3. Logan Morrison, the hitter, hits his last 2 times up, including a home run to left. Breaking ball, Morrison over the top. Colomé was warming up in the 8th, but now Ryan Stanek is getting loose. To right, and another run. And this run charged to Duffy. 3 straight hits allowed by Duffy.
And Morrison picking up his 3rd hit, driving in his 2nd run.
And now Borges will bat. 1st and 2nd, still only 1 out. Haven't had a game like this in a while. Been one of the frustrations as we've wrapped up August and gone into September. 5 of the last 6 losses have been by 1 run.
I was going to say timeout was called, but McDuffie almost blocked.
It was a 2-1 game till the bottom of the 6th. And the Rays scored 4 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and 4 so far here in the 8th. Fouled off a foot. Strike 1. Couple of solo home runs, and the Rays have manufactured the rest. Outside, a ball, 1-1. Double play grounder. And the inning mercifully ends. But the Rays had 4 more. They'll take an 8-run lead to the 9th inning. Before this road trip to get started, Rays with a lot of damage done against the Twins bullpen, leading by 8 runs.
Yeah, 5th pitcher used by the Rays. It'll be Ryan Stanek coming in.
Stanek, a hard-throwing right-hander, making his starting his 3rd stint with the Rays. Giving up a lot of home runs. Look at the whip, over 2. 13 innings, 7 walks, and a bunch of hits. Byron Buxton will be the first man to face Stanek. Gets there in a hurry. 97, but down and away, ball 1. Swing and a miss. Stanek, as you might guess, his first name Ryan. He was named after Ryan Sandberg, Hall of Famer.
Nice guy too. I'm sure this Ryan is too.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know much about him. Looks like a pleasant enough fellow. Last name's a pretty good baseball name in the upper Midwest. No relation, but Jim Stanek, the longtime baseball coach at St. Cloud State, instrumental in my broadcasting career. He was the one who suggested I had absolutely no future as a baseball player.
He's a smart man.
Yes, he was. I had the pleasure of thanking him for getting me into broadcasting.
Is that when you were 6 years old? Or
no, I was in college.
Oh, okay.
At St. Cloud State.
Well, Stanek comes in and walks Buxton.
The Bulldog, Jim Stanek. Buxton aboard with a leadoff walk. Max Kepler will hit. Kepler with an RBI single back in the 1st. The Twins actually led this game 1-0 early on. Since then, a strikeout and a ground out. Rays aren't holding Buxton. We'll see if he takes off. A strike. Morrison, the first baseman, is playing about 30 feet behind Byron. Kicks away, and Buxton will go to second.
It should be a wild pitch.
And it counts 1-1 to Kepler.
And Ramos going out with a runner at second base. Make sure they're on the same page. What sign they will use.
Twins got Colome warmed up in the 8th inning after the Dozier home run. It looked like the Twins might be able to turn it into a save situation, get the closer in the game. But then the 4-run, bottom of the 8th. Popping the mitt, getting a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. You'd like to pitch here, right? There's hardly any crowd noise here most nights.
I spent 5 years in Cleveland, same type crowd.
Yeah, but the noise here is enclosed with the roof. There's Castro in the on-deck circle. Oh. 1-2.
Stanek just looks like one of these young kids that just want to see how hard they can throw. Minor leagues averaging about 5 walks per 9 innings. He's taking it up here.
98 and puts Kepler away, 1 down.
Well, he can pick out some strikeouts. It's his 18th strikeout in 13 1/3 innings.
And now Jason Castro, activated yesterday after being put on the concussion list. Had to pass the concussion test to be activated yesterday, and really was only available yesterday in an emergency. And now an opportunity for him to get an at-bat in advance of what we think will be his first start in a while behind the plate tomorrow. He told me today that he feels 100% ready to go. Let's hope that's the case. Paul Molitor said today that the catching this year has been upgraded considerably. Even though Castro hasn't hit for a high average, or for that matter Jimenez, those two guys have done a nice job. Pitches up and away.
Jason Vargas on deck.
Kenny Vargas, I hope.
Excuse me, Kenny Vargas. He's getting ready for Kansas City.
We might have a Vargas matchup in Kansas City. All right, so you're on the concussion list for a couple weeks, and you have to make a pinch hitting appearance against a guy who's got a blinding fastball.
Swing early.
2-1 to Castro. Foul back. Castro put on the 7-day concussion list, the result of a foul tip. Took a couple of them one night against the White Sox, and one of them got him right in the middle of the mask. Said immediately after that he was fine, but then, as so often happens, it was a delayed reaction and he didn't quite feel right. 2-2. Stanek to Castro. The line foul. Buxton at second. He drew a leadoff walk. He's been on base twice with a hit in 3 trips and the walk. Twins have just 4 hits on the night. .98, and Castro strikes out, 2 down.
Back-to-back strikeouts for Stanek. Kenny Vargas will get an at-bat.
Twins would love to get this man's bat going. He has not done much in his most recent stint with the Twins. As we've said, with Miguel Sano just beginning baseball activity, whenever Sano comes back, it might be that he would be a primary designated hitter, with the Twins probably cautioning against having Sano stand out there in the field for an extra hour and a half each night. And what that might do to Vargas's role remains to be seen, but he hasn't hit much since his call up anyway. Outside 2-0. Waiting for that fastball, and he fouled it back.
I think if you're a baseball fan, you always wonder if Vargas can catch up to this 98-mile-an-hour fastball and hit it pure. How far will it go?
Cracked his bat.
How about into short center?
And into center field. Vargas will get a pinch hit RBI single with Buxton flying around the bases.
Well, Vargas picking up an RBI, his 4th as a pinch hitter, and his 3rd hit in 8 at-bats.
And that'll bring up Adrianza.
So he got the fastball right off the end of the bat. You see part of the bat being shattered right there. Lands in front of Kiermaier, and Buxton scores for the second time in a ball game.
And now Adrianza. Swing and a miss. Adrianza 0 for 3. He's pulled the ball on the ground 3 times to the right side. And now fouled off a leg. Stanek trying to finish off a Rays win. One and two. Been a long game. Games with 15 runs tend to be that way, but most of the scoring has been done late. So 2-1 game as we were going to the bottom of the 6th. Two and two. If Adrianza can extend the game, Dozier would have a chance here, perhaps with a couple of men aboard. Full count, and now Vargas will take off from first. And that ends it. Stanek dials it up to 98. And the first one goes to the Rays, and the Twins' wild card lead has been trimmed back to a half game. Rays haven't had many games like this, Anthony, where they scored a lot of runs, stringing hits together, and they even added a couple of home runs.